Szczęsny reveals his stance on being a substitute for Ter Stegen. Polish goalkeeper Wojciech Szczęsny, now playing for Barcelona, has revealed his position regarding returning to the bench following the recovery of the club's main goalkeeper, German Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen suffered an ACL injury while playing for Barcelona at the start of the current 2024/2025 season, which led to an early end to his season and caused a major crisis for the team. As a result of this unexpected injury, Barcelona moved quickly to find a new goalkeeper and successfully signed Szczęsny on a free transfer, after he had previously announced his retirement from football. Szczęsny doesn't mind being a substitute. Szczęsny joined the Spanish Giants initially as a backup for second-choice keeper Iñaki Peña, but he surprised everyone by securing a starting position in the lineup and is currently delivering impressive performances. Now, according to Spanish media reports, Ter Stegen has begun recovering from the injury he suffered, and there is a possibility he may return before the end of the current season, potentially reclaiming his role as Barcelona's main goalkeeper. Szczęsny said in statements published by the Spanish newspaper Mundo Deportivo, "Ter Stegen has already started training with us and looks in good shape. Most importantly, he's in good health." Regarding the possibility of returning to the bench after Ter Stegen's comeback, he added, "I came here to replace Mark, and I will have no problem if he comes back to simply take his place again." Szczęsny concluded by saying, "I want to help the team and give my best on the pitch, but if the coach decides at some point that the captain should return and take over goalkeeping duties, that's totally natural and completely understandable to me." When is Barcelona's next match? Barcelona will face Borussia Dortmund tomorrow, Wednesday, 8th April, in the first leg of the Uefa Champions League quarter-final at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. Catalan club have gone unbeaten in 22 consecutive matches in 2025. De Jong only featured in one of the 6 matches in which Barcelona suffered defeats across all competitions this season. As if fate had its say, Casado then suffered an injury likely to sideline him until the end of the season. But even before that, the Dutchman had secured his place in the starting lineup. Flick explained what happened by saying, "Casa didn't do anything wrong. Frankie is doing a great job." He added, "I spoke with Frankie on his first day here. He suffered a serious injury and returned gradually, day by day, and he's improving. I think now you can see how efficient he is and how much he contributes to the team." Busquets air. When Barcelona signed him in 2019 from Ajax in a major deal worth $82 million, 75 million euros, many considered De Jong to be the long-awaited successor to Sergio Busquets. However, despite a brilliant start, it quickly became clear that his dynamic style was negatively affected by defensive duties. After years of inconsistent performances, falling into the trap of recurring injuries, and with Barcelona deciding to force him out in an attempt to recover his transfer fee and reduce salary costs, De Jong found himself in a tough position. He couldn't adapt to a role that seemed suitable for him, and even now, his presence sometimes exposes Barcelona to greater defensive risk. Nevertheless, Flick's team plays cautiously and performs superbly, having scored 4 goals or more in 20 matches this season. De Jong helps advance the ball and adds touches of quality and boldness during the build-up of attacks. Flick said after Barcelona crushed their neighbors Girona 4-1 in the 29th round last month. De Jong, who ran almost 90 meters or so to join the attack, that's the team's mentality and behavior, and that's a good thing. Things have also changed off the pitch for De Jong, with media reports suggesting he might sign a new contract in the coming months to remain in Catalonia. After a frustrating half-decade, the Dutch midfielder's story is finally beginning to take a turn for the better. This week, urgent statement from Barcelona in response to La Liga and Javier Tebas. Barcelona Football Club has published an official statement expressing its anger at La Liga and its president Javier Tebas, following his recent comments regarding the club's financial issues. It was Tebas who reignited the Dani Olmo and Pau Victor controversy after La Liga published financial information that the Catalan club described as destabilizing to the team. Barcelona stated in its statement that it had sent a letter to the Spanish Football League expressing its astonishment and anger at the press release published on 2 April related to the sale of VIP seats. which the club had previously reported to La Liga at the end of last December. Barcelona believes that La Liga's behavior, publishing details from the financial data the club submitted, as well as announcing decisions made against the club, constitutes a blatant violation of La Liga's obligations to one of its members, as well as a clear breach of Article 5 of the Budget Preparation Regulations. Among the criticisms Barcelona directed at La Liga were also the statements made by President Javier Tebas about some of the club's players, such as Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, who were registered legally, as confirmed by the Higher Sports Council in its decision issued on the 3rd of April 2025. The club considers these statements from the head of La Liga to be a clear attempt to destabilize the club, which is completely unacceptable, especially since they come from the highest official in the body that organizes the competition. Barcelona's demands from La Liga. The club announced it has begun taking appropriate measures to defend its interests and is demanding the following from La Liga: to refrain from publishing or commenting on any information related to the club, not to publicly announce any measures or decisions regarding Barcelona, to immediately delete the statement published on the 2nd of April from the official website. Uefa surprises Barcelona ahead of Dortmund clash. Barcelona are competing on multiple fronts this season. In the league, where they sit at the top, in the cup, after reaching the final to face rivals Real Madrid, and they face Borussia Dortmund at home on Wednesday in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-finals, before traveling away on the 15th of the month. Since De Jong regained his spark, Barcelona have taken another step toward fulfilling their dreams, returning to the race for the La Liga title and establishing themselves as one of the top clubs in Europe. Barcelona last won the Champions League title in 2015, before suffering humiliation in recent years. But they have bounced back and reasserted themselves among the top contenders to lift the famous big-eared trophy once again. The comeback journey. The comeback began last season when the Catalan club reached the quarter-finals for the first time since 2020, and this season they are among the favorites to reach the semi-finals. De Jong formed an elegant duo in the heart of Barcelona's midfield alongside Pedri. While neither of them is at their best when taking on defensive responsibilities, together they contribute to helping Barcelona remain solid at the back and sparkle in attack. De Jong praised his teammate last week, saying, "Playing with a player like Pedri makes things easier." For his part, Flick praised the duo after they helped the team reach the Copa del Rey final with a valuable 1-0 away win against Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the semi-final, after a 4-4 draw in the first leg. Flick said, "Frankie and Pedri were amazing, very brave with the ball and maintained possession." De Jong's path to recovery was far from smooth, as he found himself behind Marc Casado in Flick's options at the start of the season. The coach had decided to rely on young Marc Bernal in midfield, but after the latter suffered a long-term injury, he preferred Casado over the Dutchman. De Jong suffered an injury in April 2024 and did not regain full fitness until October. This prompted Flick to limit his playing time on the pitch, issuing his famous warning in November. He has to deal with this situation and regain his confidence. However, after Barcelona's level declined at the end of last year, Flick reversed his decision and started involving De Jong instead of Casado, and the results quickly followed. Pedri shares the dream he fulfilled with Messi, and a surprising comment about winning the Ballon d'Or. Pedri, the player for Spanish club Barcelona, spoke about the dream he fulfilled alongside Lionel Messi at the Catalan club and also praised his Barca teammate Lamine Yamal. Pedri joined Barcelona during the 2019 summer transfer window, coming from Las Palmas. The young Spanish player was promoted to the first team of the Catalan club in 2020, where he played alongside many Barca legends, most notably Lionel Messi. Pedri talks about winning the Ballon d'Or. Pedri said in statements to Barca TV, "I believe Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets deserve to win the Ballon d'Or and didn't get it. It's time for midfielders to receive the recognition, and I hope Rodri winning it helps in the coming years." The Barcelona player added, "Any player in the world, if you ask them about the Ballon d'Or, will say, yes, I want to win it. But for me, I prefer winning team titles over individual awards." He continued, "I couldn't believe I played alongside Messi. I was just amazed to see him. I always saw him on TV and played with him on FIFA. His presence was impactful, but in daily life it was easy. On the pitch it was beautiful because even if he was marked by two players, it didn't matter. I'd pass him the ball and he'd handle it, and if he couldn't, he'd return it to me. He added, "There are always comparisons. Iniesta and I play in a similar position and wear the number 8. I've watched a lot of videos of him, and it's really hard to do what Andres used to do.